Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Love For Intuitive Astrology. So today I will talk about this upcoming new moon in the sign of Gemini, and this will happen on the 17th of June at 26 degrees. So check if you have any natal planets around Gemini at 26 degrees, 5 degrees up and down. That's most affected. I also will explain in this video a bit about all the signs, so I recommend you to check your sun sign and your rising sign, and if you want you can also check your moon sign. I will start off a bit with the general description of this new moon, and then we go into the different signs. Obviously, this is a general reading. I also do private readings. You find my email in the description box below. So let's start with this new moon because there's quite a lot happening. And there are some tiny things that could be major things actually. I want you to prepare for, because this is what astrology is about. You can prepare for what's coming, and on an individual level, but also on a global level, and it can really help you to grow spiritually. So this new moon in Gemini is squaring Neptune, right? These are two mutable signs. That means that, Gemini and Pisces are energies that can relate to different sides that are more flexible, but also more difficult to catch, right? So when there's a square between these two signs, plus we have Neptune in Pisces squaring this new moon, there is a bit of fogginess, right? If you have to pick sides, you probably don't see clear what is what, who said what, and what is going on. So this is not really a day where you can say a firm yes or a firm no to something. It would be best to say, okay, let me dive into the situation, whatever this may be. This could be related to family, this could be related to work. I will dive more specifically for each sign, what it could mean for your sign, right? But there is a big fogginess. And at the same time, we're gonna have Mercury squaring Saturn. And, Saturn is also gonna station retrograde. So there is a lot of restriction when it comes to speaking up. But at the same time, Mercury is sextiling Venus. So it's like you want to harmonize things, but you can't speak about it, but you want to make a choice. So you can see here the contradictory energies that are gonna occur. So it's better to introspect and to wait until things become clear, right? And this is what I'm telling myself a lot of times. Don't make any decision until you have clarity. And sometimes clarity comes through certainty, a certain feeling, or sometimes it's an eruption, right? Things that had to happen, things that needed to happen, things that building up inside of you for a long time. Talking about eruptions, around the 17th of June, if you are in an area where there's a lot of seismic activities, so earthquakes, be aware, make sure that you are informed, and, make sure that you're safe, because we have Uranus in Taurus, and Uranus in Taurus has been causing a few earthquakes over the last few years. Uranus usually is around 7 years in a certain sign and element. Right now it's in Earth. So it's disrupting, because Uranus is disrupting. It's unstable. It's shaking things up, right? In a literal sense. So, and Uranus in Taurus is squaring Mars in a fire sign, in Leo. So Mars is fire, Leo is fire. This could lead to volcanic eruption around this time. This could lead to an earthquake or both, okay? So make sure that you're safe, that you read into, the scientists, people that are doing research towards this, to make sure that you're okay and safe, okay? Then we have Venus squaring Jupiter, and Venus conjuncting Mars. So there's also a little bit of overindulgence, a little bit, because Venus likes to enjoy life, Jupiter likes to enjoy life. So when it's a square, it goes to either extreme. And, you know, you're probably wanna, enjoy yourself around this time. So it's not a good time to make hasty decisions. Just relax, enjoy, be prepared if you're in areas where these things can happen, right? But also this could be a personal eruption, right? In the sense of, like I said, things have been building up and they're just coming out right now. Like maybe you've been restricting yourself for a long time to speak up about something and you feel it's ready to talk about it, or it's like there's this uncontrollable feeling within your body that wants to speak about it, okay? Mars is also trining Chiron, and also Pluto is back in Capricorn. So it has stationed retrograde and it's now back in Capricorn, and we're really rounding up a lot of huge lessons when it comes to authority, government, anything related to authority. So this has to do in companies. You will see a lot of restructuring of different organizations, like things that were not working are going to see changes because Aquarius thinks more out of the box. And we're gonna have Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, then Pluto in Capricorn, and it's gonna switch a few times. I made a video about Pluto in Aquarius, and you will hear more the dates when it goes back and forward. But yeah, it's going back into Aquarius in January 2024. So you will see this change of structure. People feel like they want to have more power in certain decision making. So there will be a lot of changes in the upcoming 20 years. I mean, as you've seen, technology is rising already a lot. So you see a lot of AI coming up. You see people making robots. And it's gonna be taken to the extreme because Pluto is bringing up all the darkness within a certain sign. So if Capricorn is the father, right? So this is in your personal life, your father. This is on a global level, the government. This is the leaders in your company. There will be a lot of scandals or things that were hidden in the underworld will come up because Pluto represents the underworld, and, you know, to transform that into the light. So there is a massive chance of transformation, and sometimes shocks need to happen in order to change things, okay? Very often a change happens after things went too far. If you look back into history, you see this a lot. If you look into your own life, right? 8th house, Scorpio, Pluto, transformation. It's like sometimes things need to end in order for a new beginning to start. And yeah, we're in this on a global level right now because Pluto is such a slow moving planet. Yeah, like I said, Mars in Leo, it's in a fire sign. So Mars likes to be in fire signs. And Chiron is really bringing out like the masculine wounding. So standing up for yourself, like maybe, like I said, you have this fogginess, and then Mars trining Chiron, it's like you're not really sure how to handle things or how to stand up for yourself, right? And we all have this masculine energy and we need to have that. So there will be a lot of information that will come up, a lot of insecurities. So if you feel like things, like some of you are just going to be like in the cloud a little bit, but you can meditate and get your information from the cloud, right? Because we have consciousness on the computer and we have consciousness in the sky, and you can literally Google what information you want which is pretty cool, right? If you know how to work with that, you can have a lot of information. That's super interesting. And then people ask me why I also work with Google, because, you know, I always say there's Google on the computer and there's, or not just Google, there's more search engines, right? And there's one in the sky. And in both ways, you can ask for certain, certain clarities, which around this time are a bit more hard to access, but with Neptune, it's possible to do it from the divine, okay? I think we're ready to start with all the signs. Yeah. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. So let's start with Aries. Let me get the chart up over here. Let me get the chart up. Okay. Okay. So today I'm doing this fasting thing. So I'm only eating fruits and I have to wear pearls. So that's why I'm wearing pearls today, to clean up certain things in my own life, right? Because we're always in a never-ending process ourselves. But enough about me. Let's talk about you, Aries. So Aries, sun, moon, and rising. So this new moon in Gemini is going to be in your third house, which, I mean, it's Gemini's own house, right? And also Mercury is in Gemini, so it likes to be in this sign. You will see that your thoughts will go quick, but at the same time, Saturn in the 12th house is restricting it. So it's like almost like having all these thoughts, but not allowing yourself to have them, right? So it would be good to write them down, to put on paper what your thoughts are, because there will be some like disconnect around this new moon. You already knew, if you've seen the introduction, you kind of know that right now there is a bit of blurriness, especially if you have Aries sun moon rising between 0 and 5 degrees. You have Neptune on your sun, moon, or rising, which makes you much more spiritual, right? You have the ability to awaken and to connect and get a lot of answers from the divine. But also watch out for addictions, okay? Whatever addiction means to you, because Neptune can either go to spiritual development, spiritual alignment, or it can go to addiction, because ultimately what you want is to feel this divine love, either through, you know, having a few wines or through meditation. So these are the options. And also, yeah, you might feel more foggy upcoming years, especially, I mean, on your moon sign. It's just like sometimes your emotions are gonna go different directions, but on your sun sign is your identity, right? Or even if you have Mercury there, you might have some fogginess. And this new moon is squaring this Neptune, so it will be enhanced. So great time for meditation, great time for journaling, writing down what it is that you want. Some of you definitely going on a trip. It would be nice to be on a trip, because you're gonna just want to be walking around, dreaming a little bit, you know, learning, exploring. So that would be a good time. You could read some spiritual books, some, you know, actually whatever interests you, but because Neptune is a bit foggy, it does make you focus a little bit less, okay? Venus and Mars are in the 5th house, so you want to have fun. Maybe some of you want to go on a date. If you're single, you want to meet people, or you want to enjoy time with your partner, maybe on this trip, maybe a city trip or something like this, just enjoying with your kids, because 5th house is also related to your kids. Yeah, so Mars is squaring Uranus in the 2nd house, and this square is going to happen around this new moon, and it's pretty shocking. So don't overspend on certain things, right? Because there's Uranus in your 2nd house, and you have Jupiter there too. So this is amazing for gaining money, But also what Jupiter does is spending it, loves to spend it, and Jupiter is squaring Venus. So you might want to overspend money, spend too much. Watch out with conflicts between your kids. If your kids are older, that you are not getting conflicts about materials, money, about certain, maybe your son or daughter is asking for like a mobile laptop, you know, and there might be something of a fight about it. So be aware of that. Yeah, I would wait a little bit to do that. Yeah. What else for my amazing Aries? Pluto is back in the sign of Capricorn, right? So you're gonna get more lessons regarding your work. Are you in the right job? Are you happy with the authority figures in your work? This might come up around this time, not only now, but for the upcoming 2 years, okay? So yeah, that's very important to understand. Let me get you, I have some astrology cards, so I think it's cool to do an extra message for you, my lovely Aries. 11th house of friends. Okay, I'm getting friends. So I do see that some of you might be having feelings for a friend. Like, I want to be more than just friends, right? It's a very Gemini energy as well. From friends into more. And I also see some disappointment for some of you. So it's like this extreme, like some of you really want to be with someone and maybe someone else is jealous, or there is some disappointment in friendships. Yeah, leave it as it is until you have the clarity, right? Until you have clarity to deal with that situation. I'm getting lunar eclipse changed. So maybe this lunar eclipse that we recently had in May triggered something of a change in this friendship. Okay? Could be on this one or either two. Some of you that are watching are getting feelings for a friend. And for others, this is disappointment in a friend. Right? During this May eclipse, it's like the truth is in your hands. Is this person good for you? Yes or no, right? Then I get air element communication, which is Gemini. So there has to be a conversation here. And this is the message I have to give you intuitively. So there has to be a conversation that you need to have with someone that is going a little bit more in depth, right? And also we have Mercury squaring Saturn. So this could also have to do with father, because Saturn is your 12th house. But there is a very important conversation that you need to have with someone, which I don't think you should have around this new moon, but listen to your intuition. When is the right time to do that? Like, walking away in this situation is no option. Maybe you're sharing a group of friends, or maybe you're like, you have some shared friends. So things need clarity. The clouds are still there around this new moon, but you will know who to talk to a few days later, or already now when you're watching, but there's some fogginess there. Okay, last message. Libra, I balance, right? You need to balance. And in order to balance yourself, you're gonna have to try to relate to other people. This is the Gemini energy, and see where they are coming from, where you are coming from, and you know, see if you can create harmony through that. So that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more videos, leave a comment below. See how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Let's move on to the next sign of Taurus. So my lovely Taurus, I mean, you have Jupiter in your sign. How is that for you? Let me know in the comments how it is presenting itself to you, right? Because Jupiter in your first house is definitely bringing you new pathways, new opportunities. So it could be actually that you're letting go of something and then something new is coming, right? Because expansion also means letting go of what no longer serves you, so you can start this new cycle, right? With also the North Node, if you are between 0 and 5 degrees, Sun, Moon, Rising, you have the North Node very close to, to your Sun, Moon, and Rising, which means that you're drawn to a new pathway. You're being pushed towards a new path, and you know, Uranus has been creating a few obstacles here and there, and Uranus is squaring during this new moon and the days around, it's squaring Mars in your 4th house. So be aware of family fights, family disruptions. Mars in your 4th house is with Venus, so you're having a good time, everything is great. There could be some disagreement maybe from people that, or from your family members, about your life choices. There could be some anger about past situations. Leo is ruling the 5th house, which is also your inner child. So things might come up, some anger that happened in the past. A lot of you are cleaning up so much karma from the past, right? We are raising our vibrations, and a lot of you took on the assignment to clear these energies. And we see so many videos out there where they just make it so easy, right? To take on all these lessons, but it's not that easy. But you've been working really hard and trying to overcome these childhood traumas, these old pains, and you're really like on your way to heal them, right? Because a lot of you with Chiron in the 12th house, you've been struggling being on your own, and you're healing that now. It's like, I'm happy being alone. I'm happy being by myself. And you're working on that. And maybe your family doesn't agree with it, or is trying to help you, but it just doesn't really resonate. And this new moon in Gemini is in your 2nd house of your self-worth, of your money. And it's squaring Neptune in your 11th house. So there might be some fogginess when it comes to your friends and money. So make sure that you don't lend money to your friends, or that you don't talk about how much money you have to your friends, because they might spill it. It could be that they act like they're in need and they need your help, and because they know how much money you have, right? Also, like Neptune, this is the bad side of Neptune, right? Then the good side is very spiritual friends. And if you want to help someone, make sure that you don't expect anything back. You just send it to them, and that's where it's going to be, and you don't expect it to come back. Pluto went back now in Capricorn, so it's back into a fellow earth sign, but it is kind of around the midheaven for some of you, especially if you have early degree Taurus ascendant. You're gonna have Pluto very close to your midheaven, so big major changes when it comes to your work. Your task is to stay humble, and you're either gonna be placed in a position of power yourself with this placement. This could be the upcoming years as well, so just be prepared. Or you're gonna have to deal with people that have these qualities, but overusing, very dominant, very narcissistic, very selfish authority figures might come into your life. These people come there to change the direction that you're making, right? And this happened literally in my own story, where in my last job, everything was going so well. I really was enjoying myself. And there was someone new hired, and this person disrupted everything. Like, it was instant focus on, if you're not on my side, I'm gonna just, exclude you in everything I do. And out of anger, I started studying astrology. I changed my direction. I went self-employed, right? And this was all during my Saturn return. It was really, really hard. But actually, this person, I'm so thankful, because if he didn't do that, I wouldn't have made these changes. So keep in mind, some people come in bad, but they are actually your biggest blessing. And now, looking back, I'm super thankful because he changed everything for me. In a good way. Like, sometimes good people support you, are there for you unconditionally, but are not there to shock you. And sometimes you need an element of shock to push forward. The South Node is in Scorpio in your 7th house. So this is a good time to let go of exes, to let go of previous relationships if you feel you're still attached to an ex. This could also break a relationship, right? If it's no longer serving you, it will break the relationship and it will push you towards going on your own journey. But you can also come to an agreement where you're gonna focus more on yourself and your partner now is supporting you. So changing the roles. See however that resonates with you, right? Capricorn, I have these astro cards that I wanted to use today. So a lot of you are now making your groundings when it comes to your money, when it comes to your, you're trying to make more money. You're trying to maybe start your own business for some of you, right? To elevate. You want to really take life and bring it to the next level. Success, more success. 12th house, escape. Okay, so Neptune soon is going to go into your 12th house together with Chiron. So don't around this time escape responsibilities or escape friendships, because Saturn is in the 11th house and your friendships are getting a check. There is a karmic cycle happening right now because Saturn is squaring Mercury in the 2nd house. Wow. And this is really bringing up some issues with friends. Could be, like I said, regarding money. This could be regarding your self-worth. You feel like your friends do not bring you up, but maybe bring you down. Or there is some problems with work. So don't try to escape it. Around this new moon, it's not time to figure things out. But on the long term, don't escape it. Okay? And then 7th house, partners. So definitely Jupiter in the 1st house can attract also relationships. That would be someone that is fully supportive of you and your dreams and what you want to do. So a really good match for you, Taurus. So this is where I close the reading. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. It's always a blessing to have you here, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next sign of Gemini. Well, obviously this new moon in your sign is going to be in your 1st house. First of all, happy birthday to all my sunshine Geminis. This is a month where you can manifest. This is the month where the spotlight is on you, right? So this new moon is going to be in your 1st house together with Mercury. So Mercury likes to be in Gemini because you are ruled by Mercury together with Virgo. So there's going to be a lot of thoughts that are going to come up. However, Saturn is squaring your Mercury. And Saturn in the 10th house is related to your work. So you might have this feeling that you want to speak up about a situation, but you don't know how. It's maybe something you've been swallowing for a while, like something you don't agree with. Maybe you're getting all the work has been thrown onto you and you feel like, it's a little bit of unfairness. So you feel like you need a new beginning where you speak up. Just make sure to do it after. I would say do it after this new moon, because right now this new moon is squaring Neptune, also in the 10th house. So it might be that you're not seeing very clearly who is causing certain things, who is saying certain things. You're gonna have to feel really good into your intuition, how you're gonna speak up, who you're gonna speak up against. Are you talking to the right person? Yes or no? These are very important aspects that are going to come up, right? Uranus is in your 12th house. For some of you, that was disrupting your sleeping patterns. This it's bringing you a lot of ideas that you're not expressing to the outside world. And right now, Uranus in the 12th house is squaring Mars in the 3rd. So there will be some type of explosion or disruption of your anger, something you've been holding in your body for a while that wants to express. This could also be related to your siblings. For some it's work, for some it's siblings. Maybe you're having a good time together and suddenly bloop, you're bursting out something that maybe you wish you wouldn't say, or maybe you would have wanted to say it in a more calm state. But this square is really bringing up sudden comments or sudden disruptions. Pluto went back now into Capricorn. So this is back into your 8th house. And for some of you Geminis, you have been, for example, through divorce or through some court cases over the last 5 years, maybe longer, 10 years. But this was because Pluto was in the 8th house. Maybe there are still some papers you need to fill out. Also, this is very important that you clear up your taxes, clear up your papers, make sure everything is in order. And in some ways, you can even benefit from this whole situation if you've done everything correctly, because Pluto wants you to bring up the darkness and turn it into light, to make sure. It's so important to stay within the light if you have Pluto, in the 8th house and you're dealing with court systems or things like that, right? Jupiter now in your 12th house, Gemini. So you have a massive possibility to get a job in a hospital, a prison. So if you work in these areas, or a nursery, you definitely have a chance of getting this new job. It also enriches your imagination. Your meditative state might rise very quickly, and you might even get very interested in manifesting money, because Taurus is the sign of money, sensuality. So, you know, it could be that you're starting like Tantra or meditative groups that you guide or someone else is guiding, but you're really enjoying your own company and being by yourself. That's gonna feel really good to you. So I have this astrology card, so I will pick a card for you. Oh, okay, that's too many. Okay, 3rd house, messages, right? And what did we talk about? You are literally the sign of communication, messages, okay? So there might also be an unexpected message coming to you from a sibling, from work, right? Or from a colleague, from someone that wants to talk things through, because you also have the South Node in the 6th house. So maybe you losing contact with a colleague, or, you know, like you don't want to work with someone anymore, or try to avoid them. And then we have 27 on this card, which is a 9 in numerology, which is an ending. You're ending a certain situation that felt really uncomfortable for you. Also, friendships are a little bit in an uncomfortable place with Chiron in the 11th house. Maybe some of your friends need a lot of help, and it's taking a lot of effort from you, like a lot of energy. Saturn return. Some of you might have your natal Pisces or your natal Saturn in Pisces, so you're going through your Saturn return. Don't be afraid, because it's only showing you what to do next, where to go next, and how to do that, right? And sometimes that has to be happening through difficulty. Like, let me know in the comments how your Saturn return was. I would love to know that, actually, because it's for a lot of people a difficult time, and it happens like twice, and for some even 3 times in your lifetime. So it's like every 27 years. And look at this card, 27. So there's definitely a message there for some people that are watching, that are going through it the first time or the second time, and maybe even the 3rd time. Then we get fire element. So it's like some things reach a boiling point, and this boiling point is bringing you towards a new start, okay? So this is my message for you, my lovely Geminis. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Let's move on to the next sign of Cancer. So Cancer, for you, this new moon in Gemini is going to be in your 12th house. So it's a really good time to rest, to take care of yourself, to reflect. And we have Mercury in the 12th house squaring Saturn in the 9th. So there could be some ideas coming up about maybe you feel restricted by certain belief systems that you're in, or certain groups that you're in, religious groups, spiritual groups. You feel like you can't really speak up. So there might be some restriction there. Like maybe you have different ideas about a certain religion, about a certain belief systems, and you kind of feel like you want to investigate and see what suits you best, right? And this is the universe of free will. So you are free to believe what suits you best. And this is how we can move forward in humanity, right? If we start to accept our different belief systems and our differences. So this new moon is also squaring Neptune. And if you are an early degree Cancer, so between 0 and 5 degrees, especially Cancer ascendant, you're gonna have your Neptune very close to your midheaven. So it can create some fogginess around your work situation. Chiron is also in the 10th house, so there is a level of unfairness going on. Maybe you feel like you don't see things clearly. Is this a job that I want to be in? Because Neptune creates confusion. The sun and the moon are in the 12th house, so these are hidden. So these things might come up when you're by yourself, or they are in your subconscious and they will come out later. But also Neptune, on a very positive note, if you are going to have a spiritual career like tarot reading or being an energy healer, or being an artist, because Neptune is about creativity as well. So interior designer, if you are a painter, you know, if you're an actor, this is amazing, especially also acting, because with Neptune you can go into this character. So this is a good time to have all these type of jobs. You will be fully supported by the universe. If you are in a more exact job, it's going to be a little bit harder, because your mind will be drifting off sometimes. So if you're in a job like accountancy or programming, make sure that you stay focused. Then Venus and Mars in your 2nd house are boosting you towards more income, but Mars is squaring Uranus in your 11th house. So make sure to not fight with friends over money. Don't rub into their faces how much you're earning, or other way around, if they rub you in your face how much they are earning. This could cause some kind of conflict. You do have Jupiter in the 11th house, so there's definitely ways to fix it. It could also mean that expansion of your friend group kind of means some people have to go and some people are coming new, but you have a lot of opportunities to meet new people. So you will go to maybe different events, and you know, a lot of people that you meet right now can turn into long-term friendships. Yeah. Pluto went back into your 7th house in Capricorn, and is bringing back lessons when it comes to partnerships, so business partnerships, but also romantic partnerships or relationships, and it's all about power struggles, how to deal with someone in a sense of, do you want to stay together or not? For some of you, this can be a make or break energy. Do I want to stay with this person? Yes or no? Also because the South Node in the 5th house, right? It could let go of romance, and it could go towards, I want to be more with friends, I want to enjoy more with friends, or you decide together with your partner, like, hey, let's hang out with friends a bit more. Maybe your children went out of the house and you're starting to just enjoy more your free time. Okay, I have these astrology cards that I wanted to use for some intuitive messages. Solar eclipse, revolution. This is the number 44. So a lot of you that are watching are seeing 44 a lot on the time. You're going to be like, what? 44, 44, 44. 44 is a very divine number. It adds up to 8. So it could be like financial, like gifts. Also with Venus and Mars there, you could receive money or a higher salary, which could cause disruption with the people around you. Okay, also solar eclipse, and we had a solar eclipse recently. So what happens around this eclipse, that is kind of continuing its theme. Leo, I will. So you do have a lot of ideas that you would like to pursue, a strong will, and there's this creative outburst within you. So even if you would do something behind the scenes where you like express yourself, this is a really good time. I will. And then we have 1-7, which adds up to 8 once again. So I'm sure that some of you are on your way to get more financial prosperity. And then I get Capricorn and 12th house. So 12th house is really about resting, which is the advice for this new moon for you. And Capricorn is about building, and it's about authority. So you are definitely building something for the future, and you're gonna have your season coming up very, very soon. So this will be very beneficial for you if you want to focus on, especially if you are in the artistic, creative, or intuitive business. You're gonna do super well. So this is my message for you, my amazing Cancers. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. I also do private readings. You find my email in the description box below. And it's such a blessing to have you here. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next sign of Leo. So Leo, we have Venus and Mars in your sign. And Venus for sure is going to be for a long time in your sign. I made a video about Venus retrograde in Leo, which is going to come in July. So check that video out if you want to know more about this specific placement or transit that's going to happen for about 3 months. So right now you have a lot of energy. There will be a lot of energy boost. You want to, you know, take things to the next level. However, there might be some disruptions getting there, because Mars in your 1st house, which is you, your identity, is squaring Uranus in the 10th house. And even though you have Jupiter there, okay, this is now time to not, you know, maybe you're speaking up or you want to say something. Just make sure to not overstep other people, because you're such a power year right now that, and you know what to do, and you're going really fast, and for some people they can't keep up, and it might create some disruption in the workplace. So make sure to leave some space for others, because you are like a big sunshine right now, right? It's like Jupiter is in your 10th house, so you're very much seen, and maybe by other colleagues this is not taken too well. We have Pluto back into your 6th house, so yeah, co-workers, maybe they don't agree with the job you got, or there might be some disruption in that. But Jupiter there will protect you, and it will be solved. So there's nothing really big to worry about. Just sit it out and allow this space also for other people. It could also be that someone is trying to compete with you, right? So it could be either way around. The new moon in Gemini is in your 11th house of friendships, and Mercury is there as well. So for some of you, don't talk about your divorce if you're going through a divorce, or about your tax situation, all these kind of things, because Saturn in the 8th house is squaring Mercury in the 11th. So be aware what you're sharing about, maybe your therapy, if you're in therapy, like what you share with your friends. This new moon is squaring Neptune also in the 8th house, right? So we have Saturn and Neptune squaring your friendships. So if you're on a platform where you're sharing about yourself, for example, like YouTube or Instagram or any of these social platforms, be aware that you don't share too much personal information about yourself that could harm you in the end, okay? Just around this new moon. Any other days, it's fine. It's just now the placements are not very beneficial for you, and you might speak up about something and they're like, whoa, why did you say that? So it might get you into a bit of problems. Okay, I have some astro cards, but you know, generally you're gonna do so well in your job. Some of you had to literally move for a job, go to a different country or a different place, or you had to move away from your family to get this job, but it can provide a lot of stability. Yeah, Libra, I balance, right? So it's almost like the universe is asking you to keep a little bit of the balance in, especially like the workplace. Yeah. And then Libra is in your 3rd house, so it comes to communication as well. North Node, life's purpose. Well, I mean, a lot of you Leos, I mean, you have North Node in your 10th house in Taurus, so your life purpose has become very clear to you now. It's like you were doubting, like, what should I do? Like, maybe some of you were influenced by what your family told you, and now you're like, no way, I know what I gotta do. So the North Node is pushing you towards this new destiny, which could be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's definitely showing you what you need to do for the upcoming many times. Grand Cross, Provoker. So, you know, getting there, sometimes the universe has to provoke you. It makes you let go of some things that are no longer necessary, like an old job. So maybe you have to lose a job to get a new one, right? But definitely, especially Leo ascendants, having an amazing time for new jobs. You super deserve it. This is my message for you. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Let's move on to the next sign of Virgo. How are my Virgos doing today? So, okie dokie. So this new moon in Gemini is going to be in your 10th house. So you definitely might have some changes when it comes to your public image, when it comes to your work. So yeah, Saturn is in your 7th house, squaring Mercury. So there could be some trouble if you're in a relationship with your partner, and maybe your partner doesn't like how much you share about your work, and your partner is like, I want some focus as well. Hello, pay a little bit attention to me. And I know a lot of you Virgos love working, including myself as a Virgo. So yeah, share about work, but not too much. If you are in a business partnership, make sure to get fluent communication, because right now it could be that the other person may be holding something from you, or you're holding something from them. And it's important to speak things through. This could be related to you going on holidays, because you have Jupiter now in your 9th house. So a lot of you want to explore, want to be free, want to travel. It's an amazing time for traveling. Maybe you want to work online and travel like a digital nomad, or you could be launching something related to travel, related to money as well, because You know, maybe you're publishing a website about how to make money, like advice. But you're definitely in a place where you want to feel this freedom. Now, Venus and Mars are in your 12th house. Venus is going to be in your 12th house for a very long time. I made a video about Venus retrograde. And if it's also in the 12th house, there will be a lot of karmic situations coming up regarding your love life. Make sure, I mean, Venus in the 12th house can create enemies, right? So it could be an ex coming back, not with good intentions. This could be you're attracting people who drain your energy romantically, right? Or it could manifest in affairs. So it's up to you how you deal with this energy. This could also be that you're secretly dating someone and you haven't told anyone, okay? There's, with every aspect, positive and negatives, and I just bring the overview and tell you what I see. But it's definitely a great time to study, to learn, maybe learn new languages, travel, and maybe this study is related to your work, so you might get some type of promotion with that, and you can't talk about it yet. Let me see. I have these astro cards, so I want to give you a extra card. Chiron is in the 8th house, right? And it's trining Mars in the 12th. So be aware that there might be some gossip going behind your back. Like people are talking about your financial situation. People could be talking bad about how you deal with your maybe therapy. Maybe you're in therapy, and you know, just be aware what you share with people. It was kind of similar to Leo. So maybe you also have a lot of Leo placements in your chart. Okay, Black Moon Lilith, mystery. So be a little bit more of a mystery. Don't tell everyone what you're doing, what you're planning to do. And maybe this is this mystery of having a relationship that you're not talking about. And, you know, Black Moon Lilith, Lilith is someone of a rebel, right? It's related to a sexual mystery. So it's about maybe you become more sexier because you are more connected to the divine, and you've been working towards a spiritual elevation, and this creates more mystery in your aura. This new moon is squaring Neptune in the 7th house, so definitely there could be some confusion in business partnership, but also in relationships. Maybe, like I said, your partner thinks you work too much. And then I get Leo, I will. So you are in a situation where you're determined. Mars, though, is in your 12th house, so don't overdo it, because it's hidden, so it gives you a bit of lower energies. Grand Cross, provoker. So you will be a little bit provoked. This might be by some gossip that you're hearing, because Mars and Venus in the 12th house, and Mars is squaring Uranus in the 9th house. So it's like some gossip might come forward and you're like, wow, I just never thought that this was said about me. Okay? So just be prepared that you might hear something that you don't like or that is communicated to you. Yeah. Sagittarius, I see. Okay, so it's important to surround yourself with people that see you for who you truly are, and right? Or maybe you start to see who the people around you truly are. Do they want the best for you? Yes or no? Sometimes you don't know, right? And you know, for me personally, I do struggle with that sometimes as well. Like I have Moon in my 12th house, so there's a lot of women coming into my life with who don't have the same intentions as I have with them, and there is a lot of unfairness in this world. And maybe someone with you is a bad person, and with another person they can be their greatest gift, their greatest. You know, people behave differently with different people, and having that perspective is going to give a lot of clarity. So That's my message for you, my lovely, lovely Virgos. It's so good to speak to you again. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I also do private readings. You find my email in the description box below. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye. Let's move on to the next sign of Libra. So, my lovely, lovely Libras. I hope you're doing well. Oops. My program is going everywhere. So this new moon in Gemini is in your 9th house, in your fellow air sign. And, you know, it's like Gemini here is very curious. You want to know about everything, Libra. You're going to have this curious mind. However, you're going to be more interested in the things that you're interested in, because Saturn in the 6th house is squaring Mercury in the 9th. So probably you're looking at things you're interested in, and you should be more focusing on your work, but you feel like your work is a little bit of a burden. Saturn in the 6th house is giving you a lot of responsibilities, or it could be restricting you from a job in general. So either you're taking this, because Saturn either brings responsibility, it can slow down, or it restricts, doesn't give you anything at all. And that's because Saturn wants you to work hard for it. So it's restricting because it's like, you know, sometimes in life things don't come easy. You're gonna have to work hard, and when you do, Saturn is gonna reward you. It's like a little bit of a strict father, you know, like if you work hard and you do your routines, because 6th house is not just work, it's also your routine. So if you stand up in the morning, you do your yoga or whatever you're into, you go to work, right? So it's about discipline, discipline of your routines. If you nail this, Saturn will reward you. And you might actually, by the end, when Saturn will go into Aries, you will see that there might even be a promotion there for you, a reward for all your hard work, right? It's also related to your health. So make sure that you respect your health, you eat well, because Saturn is showing you everything that has been hidden or not being well taken care of. So it's important that you show the world, or show yourself actually, that no, I've rephrased. I need to rewind back and say it again. Yeah, so it's good for checkups for your health. So whatever is in your body hurting or something, this has to do with a long-standing habit. Okay? So do your checkups if you have to. We also have Neptune very close to your 7th house. So if you are a Libra ascendant, especially between 0 and 5 degrees, you're gonna have Neptune very close to your 7th house, which is creating this uber romantic flair. You want to have this fairy tale wedding and this fairy tale everything, but are you seeing things as clear as they are? Because Neptune makes things foggy, and it also can result in attracting a partner with addictions. So the highest form is a very spiritual partner, exactly what you want, and you will have the most romantic time. But also make sure that sometimes you get back to reality. Neptune is squaring this new moon in Gemini, right, in the 9th house. So you could meet a person on a trip, or when you're traveling, or in your neighborhood. And for some of you, right, if you're later degree, this could be someone from work as well. And things look more rosy than they actually are. So be aware of that. Jupiter is in your 8th house. And this is helping you breaking a lot of patterns in your life. It also brings in money. This could be self-earned money, especially if you're in a business related to accountancy, if you're in a business related to the occult, like 8th house businesses, or if you're a doctor, or you're becoming a surgeon or a doctor, is also 8th house. You might get like extra money. Venus and Mars are in your 11th house of friendships, and it's squaring Uranus in the 8th house. So be aware that there could be a sudden cut off with a friend. Sudden anger outburst from you to a friend or from a friend to you. There might be a cycle that needs to be broken between you and a friend. You know, there is a possibility to talk things through, but I'm getting Moon related to some feelings that you're having. But there is a little bit of non-clarity, like why is this happening? I don't know really what's going on, because this new moon is squaring Neptune, which creates a really foggy situation. Cancer, I feel. So you have to listen to how you're really feeling and what is happening. Like you have to really dive within yourself and get more clarity about the situation. 9th house. This new moon is in your 9th house. So this is related to maybe you want to do a new study. There might be some news regarding a study. Maybe you want to read a certain book that's really going to influence you on many levels. Or you don't have so much time because Saturn is taking up all the time for work and you have trouble continuing the study that you're doing. I'm getting 5th house, creativity. What a scary card, no? With this mask. Looks like a horror movie. Well, actually, 5th house is such a nice house. Creativity. So, yeah, you're going to work on your creativity. You might actually find a new hobby because Pluto was in Aquarius in your 5th house. Now back to Capricorn in the 4th. You're really rounding up like some family situations. If there were any disruptions, you're going back over that. You know, if there's kids involved, you will see that there have to be some resolutions. And as parents, you know, it's not about who's right and who's wrong. It's about what's best for the kids. Okay, so remember that. This is my message for you, my amazing Libras. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I hope to see you next time. So let's move on to the next sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio, for you, this new moon in Gemini is in your 8th house. And 8th house is all about transformation. So you might have this curiosity to break certain patterns in your life. You know, you have Saturn in your 5th house. So it's like you take romance very seriously. And maybe some of you are pregnant or you want to know how to break your patterns of your own inner traumas that you don't give them to your kids. I mean, you're watching this channel already because you want to elevate spiritually and you want to become the best version you can be. So some of you definitely have children and you want to be the best you can for them. And it could be a difficult situation where maybe your child is struggling with addictions, or your child is not in a good place or is not doing well health-wise. So yeah, you're just gonna dive into what can you do. Maybe your child needs to have surgery on this new moon. Yeah, there could be something unclear, like maybe health-wise, they're not gonna be sure yet what it is, so give it a little bit of time. And then with your own health, because Chiron is in the 6th house, make sure that you eat a good diet and that you know, there is some things coming up with routines. It's going to be really hard to stick with your routines, to wake up a certain time. And it feels like maybe you're overworking, like you're working a lot and you get a little back. At the same time, there is Venus and Mars in your 10th house and it's squaring Uranus in the 7th. So you have Jupiter in the 7th house, which is really bringing for you a year of love, a year of commitment, a year of marriage for a lot of you. If you're in a business with someone, there might be some disruption happening. Mars is squaring Uranus in the 7th. So be aware that there could be some sudden break or sudden problems when you're working together with someone. Also, yeah, Venus is squaring Jupiter. So could be that you're focusing too much on romance and too little on the work situation, and this might disrupt some, there is something there, some disruption with work right now. If you are in a relationship, make sure that you talk things through. Jupiter will protect you. So in business partnerships and romantic relationships, it's just that these disruptions might come up. 10th house, the world. So once again, this is about the way you want to be perceived. You're trying to make everything work. It's like a lot of things at the same time for a lot of you Scorpios. And it's about you having to be there for different people. Because the South Node is on your ascendant, right? So you're letting go about a lot of traits that you have projected to the outside world, you know. And I have a Scorpio ascendant, and when it comes to my situation, for example, I'm very known as the people pleaser due to my own childhood traumas, right, that I had, where I always had to keep harmony and to keep things good. And with the South Node on the ascendant, I decided I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to be focusing on the people that are there for me, and I'm going to be helping them and being there for them. But I'm not. This was the change of me, the ascendant, how I came across, right? And if you have it on your sun, it will be more related to your identity. So how you are from the inside. You will let go of certain traits. And when it comes to the moon, you will let go of certain emotional habits, right? Certain emotional situations, but also things related to women and the mother, right? Because it can detach you from your mother. If you have a Scorpio moon, it can detach you from certain females in your life that are no longer good for you, because Scorpio will bring out the underworld. So the people that don't serve you will be brought out. And, you know, Scorpio, you're a really loyal sign. I think people underestimate how much of a loyal sign you are. Especially if you're a high vibrational Scorpio, you're very loyal to the people around you. So it was kind of a year where you let go of many things. And if you have it on your sun, it could also be letting go of males in your life, letting go of certain relationship with the father. Okay, Capricorn, I use, and this is for me because Pluto went back into Capricorn, and for a lot of you early degree Scorpio ascendant especially, you're gonna have Pluto very close to your not midheaven, to your IC, right? 4th house cusp, which is related to your family. So there might be a lot of difficult situations with your family happening. This could be someone passing to the other side, and there's a lot to arrange, but also to see family secrets coming out, to see the masks are falling off right now. 12th house, escape. So maybe things you were escaping before, South Node in your sign is letting you, it's showing you all you need to see, all you need to let go of. The reality is there. Maybe in the past you escaped certain situations, but you're no longer escaping them. You're facing them. 11th house, friends, and you're embracing the friends that are really there for you. You're embracing what is meant for you, and you're letting go what's no longer meant for you, right? Mars, force. So some things had to go with force, had to go like quick, right? And this new moon in the 8th house, transformation, could be a very quick one, could be like boom. And this is what it's gonna have to be, right? You had the eclipses in your sign, in Taurus, in Scorpio. So this was literally about massive transformation, massive changes. So look at these subjects. You literally could not escape any of these things, right? I think I just clicked away the screen. Okay. Anyway, that's my message for you, my amazing Scorpios. If you like this video, subscribe to it. Subscribe to my channel. I also do private readings. You find my email in the description box below, and I super appreciate that you are here on my channel. Thank you so much. Because of you, I can keep running the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next sign of Sagittarius. So, Sagittarius, let's go to you. Because I kind of clicked away the whole screen. Okay. This new moon in Gemini, right, is in your 7th house. And 7th house is all about partnerships. It's about romance. And, you know, you're going to want to spend time with your partner. However, Mercury is squaring Saturn, right? So there is something related to the family and your partner. Maybe they don't get along, or they're having a little bit of a conflict. Maybe you have a conflict of religion because, you know, we do have Mars in the 6th house. Yeah, it could be conflict of religion related to also your co-workers, because Uranus is in your 6th house. I have to say this precisely. So this new moon is squaring Neptune in the 4th house, which creates fogginess with your partner and your family. Saturn is squaring Mercury in the 7th. So this is restricting connection between the family, your family, and your partner or your business partner. And Mars is squaring Uranus in the 6th house. So this could be disruption about at work, about belief systems, religion. However, Jupiter is in your 6th house, protecting your work environment. This is protecting your work environment because you're being very appreciated around this time. There could be some struggle with work about holiday. Maybe you're going on a holiday and they don't like it. They're like, hey, I want to go on holiday, but you're going now, but you're getting the benefit of the doubt right now because you have Jupiter in the 6th house protecting you. Also, watch your health and your weight. Not necessarily your health, but your weight especially, okay? Because Jupiter is squaring Neptune, and Jupiter in the 6th house brings self-indulgence. Taurus is the sign of self-indulgence. So, you know, you might be enjoying wine, you might be enjoying food, but at the best situation right now, you might attract more clients when it comes to work, more job opportunities, or maybe even a new job in the same type of environment that you're already working in. Yeah. Chiron is in your 5th house, so there might be some trouble with the health of your kid. Maybe your kid needs more care. It needs more of your time. So there is a lot going on at the same time for you. 7th house partners, right? So some of you, if you're single, you're meeting someone new that maybe your family doesn't agree with. But you might be very much in love, right? It is about you. I don't know your family situation, of course, because I cannot decide that for you. Saturn, truth. And your Saturn is in the 4th house, so there might be some truth coming out about your family, what they think about your partner, about your business partner. Some truth is coming out. Yeah. And then I have Leo. I will. And Leo is in your 9th house, so maybe you will have this trip. I will have this trip. I will, I don't know, maybe on the outside or on the side. Yeah, on the side you will do like something spiritual, and people have stuff to say about it, and you're just like, because I just will do this. Black Moon Lilith. And this is about being a rebel full of mystery, right? Lilith was someone that not everybody appreciated, but she was standing up for herself. And that's what you're gonna do right now. You're gonna stand up for yourself, and you're gonna let people know that this is what it is. And Saturn in the 4th house brings on some coldness with your family, maybe some distance. It's also stationing retrograde, so there might be some things coming up regarding to even addiction in the family. So just be aware. about your family situation and stay stay sane and do the best you can. And that's all really right now what you can do, Sagittarius. And work is good, work is great. This year is really about expanding your work. So that's my message for you. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next sign of Capricorn. So Capricorn, this new moon in Gemini is going to be in your 6th house. Okay, so 6th house is to do with your health, with your work, with your routines. And Mercury is squaring Saturn in the 3rd house. So there might be some news regarding your health, maybe some type of outcome. It could be that you have been feeling something and you haven't really discussed it with anyone. And you're now starting to think like, maybe I should do a checkup. There could be a restriction when it comes to your speaking up at work. This will go on for a while till after this new moon, because there's a lot of confusion right now. It could be that you're dealing with your personal situations with your own family, and you know, you're dealing with a lot right now, and this could influence you at work. And you're like, you know, I want to say it, but I don't want to, like, I don't want to influence other people in my work situation. Jupiter is now in the 5th house, so it is a great time to date, to get out there. Just around this new moon, there is Venus in the 8th house squaring Jupiter in the 5th. So just make sure that things are not too good to be true. There's a huge Neptunian vibe that is kind of making things really foggy. And then Mars is squaring Uranus in the 5th house. So there could be some, maybe you're doing some one-night stand, right, that you might regret later. There's also a little bit of, there could be some fight or anger with a child, with your son, with your daughter, that is related to a very deep emotion within you. Right? This could also be the other way around. But there's a certain cycle that has to break. And, you know, Mars and Venus in the 8th house is about transformation. So be aware of eruptions. Pluto went back into the sign of, into the sign of Capricorn. So back into your sign. So you're gonna be now again closing down this cycle of your identity. You have had a huge ego death. There were a lot of things that you left behind over the past almost 10 years, and you had to be in certain situations where, you know, you had to deal with people who were very dominant, but also you had your own ego death. Right? And in this process, maybe you lost some people around you, like friendships, because the South Node right now is in Scorpio in your 11th house, and it's been through a massive transformation. And now you're more focused on your kids, you're more focused on your creativity, on dating, meeting new people. But yeah, definitely some of you are starting a new job. So I would advise you not to speak up to anything just yet. Okay, and then I got the card Capricorn, and it's the number 22. So you are going to be in some kind of romantic cycle. Some of you are already, and if you're in a relationship, just enjoy your time together. But be aware of, you know, aggression with each other around this time. You know, what's a joke and what's no longer a joke. 7th house partners. So what is a joke and what's no longer a joke? That's what you have to keep in mind and what's important for you. Chiron is healing. So there's a massive healing going on within your family situation. And, you know, we have an 8th here, from the 8th house, where you have Mars and Venus. Right? So there is a bit of unfairness going on. There's a bit of pains, and maybe you have to take care of a family member, and it's taking a lot of your energy. Part of fortune, increase. So you might get a raise or a higher salary, and also a lucky breakthrough when it comes to partners, when it comes to transformation and healing. So this is my message for you, my lovely Capricorns. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below how this resonates with you, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Let's move on to the next sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius, this new moon is going to be in your fellow air sign of Gemini in the 5th house. And you know, this is related to romance, to your kids, and a lot of you Aquarius, because 5th house is also presenting your hobbies and your spare time. And you know, a lot of you love reading, love connecting with other people, and especially also together with a partner. Just be aware, because Mars is in the 7th house of partnerships, and it's squaring Uranus in the 4th house. So if you're living together, there might be a fight happening. So if you can escape the house, maybe do that around this time. There will be a little bit of tension there, but at the same time, Jupiter will be backing you up. So it could be that family members take you in. It could be a fight between your family and your partner as well, right? Or between the landlord, or when you're buying a house, there might be some disruption between your partner and the person that you're buying the house from, or you're selling the house to. The North Node is in your 4th house, so definitely a lot of focus on maybe real estate. If you're starting to work in real estate, it's a good year to do that. Or if you want to buy or sell a house. And the South Node in the 10th house is really letting go a lot of your habits, of what you had in your previous work. A lot of you are letting go of jobs and starting something for yourself, or you just go for a different type of career, and some of you even let go of your career in general and becoming a full-time parent. Okay, so it could be that you have to pay stuff for your child, because Mercury is squaring Saturn in the 2nd house. So maybe you have to pay things for your child or for your partner, and you know, that takes out a lot of your money. Like Aquarius in general, you have to right now be very careful with your money. You have Saturn in the 2nd house, you have Neptune in the 2nd house, which makes you very giving with your money, which makes you very, you know, you want to give, but ultimately your own income is a little bit restricted. So you have to budget your money, right? And if you have a lot of money, you still have to budget it, because very often people who earn more money also have more expenses. Yeah, so be very aware of that. And also, if your child is spending more than they should, you have to really check that out. Provoker, Grand Cross. We did have a Grand Cross recently, right? Where we had Pluto opposing Mars. And this was a bit of a provocative energy. And I do feel that things have been a little bit tensed in your life. 5th house, creativity. So this could have to do with your kids or with your partner, where you feel like you can't be your full self, where you cannot fully express who you are. And because you have Jupiter in the 4th house, you're really, really focused on your roots, like what makes you you. Part of fortune. So a lot of you are letting go of a kind of an image that you had in the workplace, and you're going towards more yourself. You're gonna have a revelation and shock people with who you are, right? And for some of you have Pluto very close to your sun, moon, and rising, especially early degree Aquarius. So it's like, I'm showing the world me, the true me, not the me that I wanted people to see, but the real true me. Sagittarius, I see. You see? You see? It's like you are showing the world your true essence, your true heart. It's time. And maybe you're showing the world the creativity you have within you, the intelligence you have within you, and you're not playing it smarter to please other people. Okay, so that's my message for you. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. I also do private readings. You find my email in the description box below. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. I super appreciate you being here. Let's move on to the next sign of Pisces. So Pisces, for you, we have this new moon in Gemini in your 4th house. And 4th house is related to your family. Right? And okay, let's get the chart up. And there might be some struggle, like keeping everyone happy, because a lot of you are dealing with a lot of responsibilities. And with Saturn in the 1st house, it's almost like either you have a lot of responsibilities or you're being restricted, because Saturn can also restrict, being restricted of being yourself. So maybe the family wants you to present or be something that you're not. So now Saturn in the 1st house is really letting you dive deep within to dig and see, who am I? What do I want? And you're gonna relate that with your family. They're like this, but am I like this or am I like that? So there is some kind of exploration within yourself. A lot of you are reading, studying a lot. Maybe you're doing a course or a study. That is really good for you, and also that could make you more money. So yeah, maybe before you were more into esoteric studies, and now you're going to study something with it or something else that can provide you with more long-term sustainability. So whatever qualities were lacking, you're gaining them now to earn more money. Okay. This new moon in the 4th house is also squaring Neptune. So there is some unclarity when it comes to your family situation, maybe your housing situation. You're like, maybe they were blaming you for something you haven't done. This could also be related to flatmates, right? Or family members. You're like, what? Did it happen like that? I don't remember it happening like that. Getting Virgo, I analyze. So you're going to have to analyze the situation and see what truly happened. And then also Mars and Venus in your 6th house. It's good for doing sports. It's good for, you know, getting this energy out. However, Mars is squaring Uranus in the 3rd house. So there might be some disruption when it comes to your co-workers. There might be some fight or something that you need to, like, it's going to be an outburst of certain things. Maybe you're provoking something with a comment you're making, or with something you've maybe studied and you feel like threatened. So there might be some things with that as well. Don't overwork yourself, because you might get a warning sign from the universe. You've been working too hard. Take it a notch down, right? Because Pisces, you want to always do it so well that sometimes you don't know when to stop. And then you keep going, and then because you want to finish your work, you want to do it well, and that can also work against you when it comes to your health situation. Provoker. So there will be a provocative situation where you're going to have to find a midway where you can be in the calmest position possible. So yeah, this is a little bit of a tricky new moon. I am not here to sugarcoat things. I'm here to prepare everyone to have, you know, to be prepared for certain situations. Obviously, there are really good times when it comes to, if you want to write a book, or if your communication skills are top notch right now. You really are the leader when it comes to speaking up. However, now we have this placement during this new moon where we have Uranus squaring Mars. So just be aware. 5th house, creativity. So work on your creativity. Overall, keep going. Watch your money, because the money situation is a little bit tricky right now. There could be some fight over money as well when it comes to the work situation. So it's quite triggering new moon. It's foggy, it's unclear. So, but blessings are coming from these situations, okay? So keep going. You're doing super well. This is my message for you, my lovely Pisces. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment below how this resonates with you. And also, I do private readings. You find my email in the description box below. And I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.